A visitor had arrived on the little Highland Railway. His name is Prince, and he's from the Festiniog Railway in Wales. What is he doing on the little Highland? Well, we'll soon find out. It was only a few days until Christmas, and as usual, a huge Christmas tree was put up outside Carloney station.
Christmas nonsense again,
Grumbled James Clifford. Och, the people love it, and the tree is lovely when lit up at night, replied Peggy. Just then, Prince arrived at the shed. The engines were speechless and didn't expect an unknown engine to randomly show up. He was beautiful. He had shiny red paint and a tender for his coal. Peggy looked at his nameplate and gasped in shock. You're that famous Welsh engine, aren't you? She gasped.
What do you mean, famous engine?
Grumbled James Clifford. Prince finally spoke.
Oh, I do admit I am quite famous, but for those who do not know me, I'm Prince of the Festiniog Railway, and I must say your line has beautiful surroundings,
he praised. Just as they were about to answer, Baron Starkey arrived.
Ah, Prince, nice to see you arrived safe and sound. Now, my engines, the Festiniog Railway kindly loaned us this grand locomotive until Christmas Eve,
he announced.
What for?
Asked James Clifford.
Starting from tomorrow, he will pull a Christmas special around the railway. The train will start at Carloney, journey to Cold Harbour, and then follow the causeway route back again, he informed.
Prince was very excited. It sounded like a long journey, which is what he likes best.
Oh, you're too kind, sir. Too kind,
he said happily. For the rest of the day, he sat in the shed and watched as the engines ventured back and forward while doing their jobs. He found the little Highland to be a very busy railway, bustling with constant activity. Late that afternoon, before it got dark, Prince was moved to outside the station, so people could see him. In no time at all, it became overcrowded, as people of many ages came to meet the famous engine.
It's Prince! Right before my very eyes!
Gasped the man. Prince chuckled. His popularity at times could be very overwhelming. Just think, tomorrow the wheels of a celebrity will be rolling down our tracks, said Peggy. James Clifford had heard enough.
Celebrity? What has he done to earn so much fame?
He raged with jealousy. Misty agreed. He's awfully famous. But how? She wondered. That night, however, they found out why.
One of the Festiniog's original engines. 1863 I was built, and named after the Prince of Wales I was. For the 70 years I run the line, until my firebox gave trouble. Withdrawn from service, I underwent an overhaul. The railway closed down before I was finished. For the many years I lay incomplete. As useful as scrap metal, I believed my days as an engine were numbered. Then, the most amazing thing happened. The railway reopened again, and after so long, my overhaul was finally complete. Here I am to tell the tale,
he revealed. The engines were shocked. Even James Clifford now felt sorry for him.
You've been through so much, and built such a legacy in the past. No wonder you're famous, he stated. Ho ho, trust me, no engines are silver spooners. We all endure hardships during our lifetimes. I admit I have been photographed a lot, and many thought I would never steam again. That brings me a lot of fame, but apart from that, I am no different to any other Indian, he stated.
The next day, Prince coupled onto his coaches. They were packed with passengers who couldn't wait to have a ride in his train. Once the guard blew his whistle, they set off. Prince enjoyed the scenery as he steamed down the line. It was nice to work on a new railway and discover different places. People stood and waved as he passed by. At Cold Harbor, people gathered at the railings to get a glimpse of him. Passing the windmill, the miller and his son watched him from the hill. At long last, Prince returned to Carlone.
That was quite enjoyable. Cannot you wait until tomorrow?
He expressed happily. The next few days were no different. There was not an empty seat in the coaches, and the journeys ran smoothly. The final day was Christmas Eve. Prince was looking forward to returning home. He had made new friends and felt a little sad too. On top of a hill stood an elderly man. He wanted to see Prince pass, so stood at the edge with hope of getting a good view. Soon a loud chuffing sound could be heard. The man had always wanted to see Prince, so was chuffed to see him coming down the line. After all these years, he said happily. Once Prince passed, he was about to return home, but slipped and tumbled down the slope. Luckily he wasn't hurt, but couldn't get back up. It was too steep to climb. With no choice, he had to follow the line and look for help. Prince stopped at Carlone Station one last time. It was only a few hours until the boat would take him back home. Before long, dusk had fallen, and the moon shone brightly on the cold Christmas Eve. All the engines settled for the night and looked forward to a day off tomorrow. There was a Christmas party at the station, and the lights from the tree shone brightly. It was soon time for Prince to leave. I wish you could stay.
I would love to live with you fine engines, but one must not stay where they don't belong. I have my own railway to look after, he reminded.
Misty sighed and remembered something that was said to her not long ago. We may never see each other again, but we will always be friends, she said.
All of course, you and all my friends, sooner to be distant friends, but our friendships will last forever,
he told them. Just at that, Baron Starkey rushed to the yard.
Not long ago, a man fell down a hill while watching Prince pass. He made his way to Sword's signal box, but needs a ride to the crossing. The signalman contacted his son, and he will be there to pick him up,
he told in a panic. Prince felt a little guilty. It was he who the man wanted to see.
I can collect him on my way to the harbour,
he suggested. Baron Starkey was more than pleased.
Thank you, Prince.
Prince was full of steam and ready to go. The engines watched emotionally as he left their yard one last time.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but I will miss him,
remarked James Clifford. Of course, we were visited by the Christmas Prince, said Misty. All was quiet. Only Prince's chuffing sound could be heard. They noticed a light in the distance. It was the signal box. The driver applied the brakes at once. The signalman brought the elderly gentleman down the stairs. Clapping eyes on Prince, he couldn't believe it.
Is it you who will take me to my son?
He gasped. Prince smiled.
Come on now, board me cab, and I will give you a ride.
Full of excitement, the man entered at once. The outcome of his accident was very rewarding indeed. Soon they reached the crossing. The man's son eagerly awaited them.
I knew this train spotting would someday get you in trouble, father,
scolded his son. The man laughed.
When people tell you that it's a bad idea to meet your idol, they couldn't be more wrong. I've just had a ride in Prince's cab,
he announced.
Well, good for you. Now come on, there is hot punch waiting at home,
replied his son. Prince wished them a Merry Christmas before leaving for the harbour.